Today we are going to take a look at Beazer homes in the Amira community. We are off of 99, right past 249. And y'all, Beazer is truly one of my favorite builders. I love selling a Beazer home. I like it when my clients appreciate Beazer homes. When we talk about affordability for houses, when we talk about great incentives, and honestly, when we just talk about beautiful homes, this is what we're talking about. So today we're gonna go take a look at their 50-foot model, which is right behind me, and then we are going to take a look at their 45 and see if we can get into a 60. Y'all know how we do, and of course we're starting on the outside. Love it. Looks like we've got brick on the front. Want to say we're gonna look at the side really fast. Let's see what we're getting, because I think we have brick. Oh, we even have brick on the sides. So maybe a full wraparound, unless we're on our 2 stories, then we may see some of that siding come through. That's at least what I'm seeing on some of the homes that are built. But to start with, because you guys know I love a good outdoor space, and I'm really liking this like front porch area. It's spacious, it's not too big, but it's good. Y'all already know how we're gonna do it. Offices are this way, so of course this would be your garage, but it's currently converted to office space. Straight, when we first walk in, we are hit with a wide open hallway. Super spacious. The ceilings, I'm loving that they did a vaulted ceiling in here. It does give it a little bit more depth. Honestly, it makes it feel a lot more nicer and luxurious. We're gonna go left though, and then we're gonna do it again. Bedroom 1. Okay. The room feels spacious. Doesn't feel crowded. It's a decent size. I'm not gonna say it's the biggest room, but it is a decent size, and they were able to fit a good amount of stuff in here too. Closet, okay, functionality. Okay, come through functional closet. Okay. I like when they do this more, because it makes more sense to me that you installed like shelves and kind of did layers instead of doing a pole straight across. So this makes a lot of sense. Also, I do have to comment that I like the fact that they went with something different. So I really like when they do gold, black. I kind of like when they leave the silver alone. And then we also have it with the hinges as well. So I'm really appreciative of that. We've got a shared bathroom here. Okay. I'm loving the fixtures, the tones that are happening here. And then they even went with like a deeper gold. And we've got Moen finishes. So we'll probably see Moen throughout the entire space. Okay, I'm liking this gold, y'all. Y'all know how I feel, and this is why Beazer is great. We take the tile all the way to the top, and then we even have a little window light through here. The ceilings are really tall in this bathroom, like very tall. So it makes the bathroom feel a little bit larger than life. Okay, larger than life was a little bit of an exaggeration, but it does feel bigger. Yeah, I'm liking this bathroom a lot. And even the flooring, which probably haven't gotten into that, but I really do like the flooring. It's not gray, it is like a brownish tone, and it feels really nice in the space. Okay. I'm not gonna hold you, like I really like Beazer's rooms. It's not too much, it's just enough. It works, it makes sense. We have that same functional closet layout here. Yeah, I told y'all, look, we're 2 rooms in, and I'm already loving the closet space. Room sizes are good, bathroom is good. Even the fixtures that they have, all the lighting fixtures, Super nice, love it. We're gonna go right now, and here would be your mudroom. So remember, this would actually be your entrance to the garage. That side of the wall would be closed off. You'd come in through here, and then you have this little mudroom area. So backpacks, shoes, all of that can kind of come off here and put up here. And then bedroom over here. Okay, see, this room is a little bit bigger. I'll say that. This is gonna be our bathroom over here, and this one, I would say this is probably gonna be your guest bath that you would have access to, but then of course you have your bedroom here that would share that, which I love that we took the tile in here. They kept it very simple because I like this tile. I have no problem with that. And then I'm still absolutely loving the tones that we have here, but even the countertop is really nice. Same Moen finishes that we have, that deeper gold. Even here, y'all. Like, I love the finishes that they picked out in the fixtures. And of course, who doesn't love a good stand-up shower? It is just super nice. I like the tile here. This reminds me of, I can't remember the community that we were just at, Artavia. They have houses that have that similar style. I just think it's nice. I like the imperfect look that comes with it. As you can see, it gives the tile like a feeling of texture, even though of course it is smooth, so. I think if I actually had a hallway like this, I would be obsessed. Closet space here in our hallway. So we've got, this is a really functional organization system. So if you were looking for functional storage, Beazer Homes is actually giving that to you. Really well, might I add. Okay, Beazer. I'm excited to get to the living room, but we've got one more pit stop, which more storage. This is a decent amount of storage for just like the two hallways. I'm actually really content with that. And then laundry room, which we're seeing the same kind of brown tone cabinet here like that we saw in the bathrooms. And then of course, washer and dryer. You can see that you still have a good bit of walking room here, as well as on the side over here. Oh, y'all, I'm not gonna do that, but this is the primary closet. This is the laundry room. So it connects, but we're not gonna go through that way. We're gonna take our time and get to there. This is the part that I was really wanting to see, because I don't mind an open concept, but I like when it is not super narrow and it is spaced out, and Beazer does a really good job with it. So let's get into it. KitchenAid appliance package is what we're looking like here, which I'm a French door fridge girl, so you'll always win me over if you have that. Of course, okay. A lot of upper cabinet space here. Let's see. No slow close. So, no slow close, but I do love that we kept with gold. I love that we have the see-through glass cabinets here. I don't know how well I would keep that, but I do love it. I appreciate it, especially when it's styled so nicely. And then this is probably one of my favorite features that we see in a lot of newer construction homes, because this actually just makes your storage so much easier when we're talking about pots and pans, and just like holding your actual appliances in a more functional way. But KitchenAid, 5-burner stove, 5-burner gas stove, I really like that. And y'all know me, under-mounted sink, and I like when it's just the one sink, because who wants to split it? The texture on this is different. It's smooth, but it is textured. I like it because I like how well it blends with the actual island. So that's my opinion on that. But absolutely stunning, y'all. Like when I tell y'all, if Beazer has a fangirl, it is definitely going to be me. I like them. I really, really appreciate them as a builder. And I'm loving this appliance package that we have here. Are y'all seeing the vision that they have? Are y'all seeing what they're giving us? Before we go over there, let's take a look at our pantry size. Honestly, pretty standard pantry. Takes it pretty high up. I will say, I feel like you get an extra level. I feel like a lot of builders tend to stop around here. So you do get a slight extra level to maximize that upper space. And then of course you've got enough space down at the bottom for any extra bulk goods and bulk items. So love how we have a secondary island space, or not island, y'all, secondary countertop space over here. Loving the window light that we're getting just for this entire area. Do love the backsplash. Absolutely have no complaints. This really does make a good like matcha tea station. I can imagine you keeping all of your teas items here. But I think one thing I do appreciate is kind of the unique finishes and fixtures that they have here. I absolutely love that they continue to tie into the gold. I think it just makes it a little bit more fun. And then we're gonna move this over because I want to see. Okay, yeah, so this, it looks like it has doors, but they do not open. So no cabinets here, but I always like to check to see, because some builders do that. Y'all, I am obsessed with this living room space. So the way they have it sectioned off, obviously your living room here, you even have enough room here to do a reading nook. I think I like the way that they repositioned it, because they did a different imagination than what you're used to. Because typically people would have taken this and put this in the middle here to kind of take up that space in between the island and the living room. But they decided we're gonna use that back half up. That's your dining room. And then you've got a nice, beautiful reading nook by the windows, which is the best use of the windows. And then of course, living room here, which absolutely stunning. We also have our glass doors. So not only does this double as just like window light, but you can open it up, have an indoor outdoor feel if you want to host, have parties, whatever's happening here, you can definitely do that, which I love when you have this as an option. And then, oh y'all, hold on. There we go. Oh, come through patio. Come through patio. Like, it is a little bit small, okay? We've seen some pretty spacious patios, but you can definitely do grill, griddle, smoker, have a table, or even have your sofa set. You still have more than enough space there. It is just not super, super huge. Keep in mind, the lot on this one is a little bit smaller. We are looking at the 45 lot, which really just has to do with your front. And so with that being said, not surprised by the lot size on this house, but But keep in mind, your lot size is going to be dependent on you. If you want to get like an oversized lot, if they have any available, where it's going to be positioned at in the neighborhood. And then of course, 4550 as you kind of inch up. We're going to take a look at another one of Beazer homes, other model homes. So you're going to get to see a little bit more and do some compare and contrast. But right now, are you guys seeing why Beazer homes and that's my homegirl. We go together real bad because it is such a nice quality build, beautiful homes, beautiful finishes, but we don't necessarily always have that super high price tag that we'll have with other builders. I'm also a little biased. Y'all know I like a 1-story. So I'm always having a good time when we look at a 1-story. Let's take a look at the primary and see what we're working with there. Oh, if I could fit that mirror in my purse, y'all, that mirror would be coming home with me. Okay, primary. I really like the staging that they did here too. I feel like I should add that. They really amplified the gold and the wooden tones that they have in the house. And I think that's what really helps sell the look too. So very warm tones in this home while we're walking through it. Absolutely loving this wall of windows that we have here. 3 windows, and then of course, window at the top. Obviously, that is not coming with your house, but I think it's an honorable mention. I like the wood slat in the background. Room size is very spacious, pretty decent size. And I love the carpet that they have here. Okay. Who wanna come home to this bathroom? Like who wants to get off work and come home into this bathroom to relax? I'm loving this oversized tub, y'all. This is a huge tub. This is a long tub. Split dual vanities, which I absolutely appreciate. One is going to be a little bit longer than the other with a little bit more drawer space. So y'all can fight over who's gonna get which one. Then of course we have it on the other side too. Same with the mirror. Mirror's a little bit larger on the other side. Do have a private toilet, which I'm hoping that the spacing comes off the right way because this is actually a really wide toilet area. So I know a lot of people tend to have concerns about the width and how narrow they tend to feel. You don't get that here. So absolutely love that. But of course, let's talk shower because I'm not a black marble girl, but I really like this. I really like this. And it just goes with the entire theme. It feels like a spa, it feels very luxurious. And I really like the fact that, one, we have a bench. I love when we have a bench in our showers and they're big enough to give us a decent size. But I really also like the fact that we have this kind of like looking glass out here. It doesn't feel like this space is so hidden away. So I really, really like that. This is just absolutely stunning. And then of course, let's go to our walk-in closet that does connect. We're back to our laundry room. Functional space, we've got shelves, we've got rods, and then we even get some space over here too. I mean, in every closet space that we've had with Beazer, one thing that we have never missed is the functionality of the closets. They give that to us. So let's talk numbers. Let's see what we're looking like price-wise. Do y'all see the vision? Do y'all see the vision? You see why I like Beazer homes? Beazer really just does a good job with meshing a price point that is reasonable with homes that are beautiful. So with that being said, Beazer Homes does do things a little bit differently in regards to their inventory sheets. So this is going to be the general sum up, and I'll do it after each house tour. You have homes that are priced as low as $350 all the way up to $700 for their community. The floor plan that we walked today, we were on the 50-foot, the Crockett. That one is going to go for about $465. that has an immediate move-in now. So if you love this floor plan, you want to see this floor plan in person, you guys know where to call, who to reach out to, and we can get a tour set up. But I only have one that is available for an immediate move-in now, and of course more may come available. But in regards to incentives, right, they are currently running a rate buy down, okay, which if you have not heard of a rate buy down program, basically what ends up happening is you lock in at a rate that can escalate for 4 years for Beazer specifically. So your first year, you'll start off at a 1.99. Second year, you'll go up to a 2.99. Third year, you'll get to the 3.99. And then your fourth year, you'll get to a 4.99, okay? You'll cap on that fourth year. So you should be locked in around a 4.99. And once you've locked in for that, that is going to be your rate. Now, you have those 4 years to actually go and get your refinance. So let's say rates drop, right? Let's say it gets less than a 4.99. Let's say you can lock in a rate for a 4.6 or 4.25. Then you would have the ability to do so and lock that in whenever you wanted to do so before that rate gets to that point. You also can refinance after that rate goes up and you're there, but this is not going to be a constantly changing. It's simply, they want to give you those extra years to really get situated into your house, have a more affordable mortgage, and really push buyer affordability, because that is truly the way that Beazer offers it. And then one thing that I do like to say about Beazer that is once again different than other builders is, and I've sold a few clients Beazer homes, so I've experienced this firsthand. Typically when you work with a realtor is going to want you to get pre-approved with their recommended lender, because they know their lender, they trust their lender, they trust their expertise and their knowledge. Beazer is going to require you to get pre-approved with their lenders. And the one thing that you'll notice is when you go with like D.R. Horton, right, they have their own lender, which is still D.R. Horton. So they're gonna get their money on the lending, they're gonna get their money on the home sale, and of course all of their incentives are tied to you working with their lender. Beazer does not have their lender. They are simply going to give you the option, I wanna say it's anywhere from like 2 to 5 lenders that you can pick from, but you will have the option to shop around, choose the lender that works best for you out of those 5 options, and you will still be eligible to get the incentive that Beazer is offering, so long as you go with one of those lenders. Honestly, I think when we talk about transparency in buying homes, and when we talk about buyer affordability, Beazer does it right. So we saw the 50. I'm excited. I think that we started off on a really strong footing here. Let's go check out the 45. And I think they even have a 60 that is ready that we may be able to get out there and see. First of all, y'all, the way that this is starting off, how wide this is, I'm curious. I'm gonna have to ask my guy Ken if it comes looking like this, but I'm absolutely loving this. It's probably gonna be a little bit more narrow, but truly, I like this. Let's start with the front. Pretty traditional style home, something that we're used to seeing. Let's see if we've got siding on the side there. So at the top, this is a 2-story. So y'all know I'm a 1-story girl, but I don't discriminate, okay? Oh, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna relax. First door on the left, right? Bathroom. Immediate bath for your guest, right by the front door, so they can use the restroom and skedaddle, as it should be. I'm loving how we have the windows that honestly, they just kind of follow this wall. And I absolutely love that, because this home feels so bright, so bright. Okay. Once again, you will have your garage here. So this should be your door to your garage. And then of course we have the mud room that's gonna be right here, or mud area, because this is not a room, but mud areas here. Store extra things for kids' school, work, lunch kits, all of that stuff can go in here. Closets, and then of course, they've converted this into an office, but this would be your garage, okay? So you get an idea as to what we're working with here. We still have that vaulted ceiling look here. And then of course down here, still not gray on our flooring. It's not that beautiful brown that we had in the last one, but I do actually like this flooring too. It has hints of gray, but it is not fully gray. So we've got stairs here. We're not gonna go up yet, but we'll get there, we'll get there. Let's take our time. And I do like how you have like a little, what do we call this area, y'all? What do y'all call this in y'all's home? Because this is entryway, but technically your entryway is here. But I do like that you still have more of an entryway a little bit deeper in for you to throw your keys down, throw everything like here. Obviously we have the mud space, so you don't need to put your purses or anything like that here. But I like that we still have that space. Okay, before we go there, we've got closet space. I know y'all are itching to get to the living room. I am too. Just wait, walk with me, walk with me. One thing, I'm going back to the windows, y'all. I love the windows. I love how much light we're getting in this home. Now, I can feel the difference in this home versus the last home a little bit in the size, but it still feels amazing. It still feels really good from what I'm feeling so far. And keep in mind, this is a 2-story. So I'm thinking about it really fast. This is a 2-story. We're gonna have space up top. So our downstairs is gonna feel a little bit smaller because the last house was a 1-story with everything at the bottom. This is a 2-story. We've got to split up and down. So we're gonna see how that kind of pans out for space-wise. But so far, in regards to, look at that background. Look at it. In regards to finishes, what we're seeing so far and the aesthetic and the look, that's it. So kitchen, absolutely loving these cabinets. I will say, for me personally, it feels a little plain, but y'all love neutrals. I've seen it, y'all seen it. I absolutely love the neutral. And I like how they've kind of kept it, right? We still have some of those features that we were talking about in the first home, and I absolutely love that. Here we've got a Whirlpool appliance package. So not KitchenAid. Whirlpool is still an amazing brand, but we did keep Moen appliances, or I should say finishes here in your fixtures. Same Blanco sink, different color scheme, but it still has that unique texture, which I really like. I do like it, it's just different. What we have here. Okay. I wanted to see if that was your pull-out trash. Whirlpool appliances, but same built-in microwave. Absolutely stunning. It gets to a point where the microwave does need to be built in, and it does not need to be your vent hood. Like, this is how it should be, especially when we're shopping at this price point. I do like this countertop space that we have here. Good cabinet space. Okay. And then still a French door, just a little bit different. It's got like 4, yeah, see, these fridges I personally don't like, but looks like we have options in regards to appliance packages, so that's a plus. So kitchen wise, this is what we're looking like when you're just looking at the kitchen. Really beautiful. For this one, they went with, instead of gold fixtures, we've got some clear ones with gold rods. Still absolutely love it. Right now, no misses. Like, this is, y'all see this? I have to set up the camera for y'all. Do y'all see this? Come on now. I could go here, but I'm not gonna go here because we have something in the back here. So we're gonna pop in the back, take a look and see what we're working with. Laundry room to the right, off of the kitchen. Okay, so laundry room is downstairs. I believe your primary is downstairs. The rest of your rooms are up. So I think that's why we've got our laundry room here. But this is super spacious. You guys see how we've got some shelving going on here. We've got a window here, and then of course we still have a little bit of shelving Here, I will say, I think we're doing the same thing. Connects to our closet, okay? We're not gonna go there just yet, but we will get to it, y'all know. And then pantry. Y'all, this is a nice size pantry because I like that you get this space here. You could really do more shelving if you wanted to. So I appreciate that. Now, this room is spacious. There's nothing in here, so we're not really going to be able to see how it's laid out, but I'm telling you guys, this is a very spacious room. You could put a bed here, you could tuck a bed here, you have more than enough space to have a desk in here, dresser, nightstand, so no complaints. And then of course you have an ensuite bath too. So I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. We kept with that same neutral color here. We did not take tile all the way up. Okay, they're losing half a point right there. You know, I typically dock half a point when we don't have tile all the way up, but still absolutely love a stand-up shower. It's just nice to have. It really is. And then of course, can't forget your closet, which this is a decent sized closet space. This really is. You really only have rods on the back wall here, but you got a lot of floor space, decent storage closet. I really love this room. I think this is a nice room, especially when you have a lot of company and hosting, because it's separate from everything else. So now, y'all, the bench. Walking back out here feels so nice. Like, I'm just gonna let y'all know that. This house is giving me good feelings. Because sometimes you can talk about what a house looks like, but sometimes it's just about how it makes you feel. And this house makes me feel good. So, y'all know, I'm not really the biggest fan of this particular setup for a dining space, but this is how a lot of builders do have it, to where you could put the table here. You could probably even go with a smaller table and have it set up here and then do something else here. So you kind of turn this. So you have options though, and I think the way that they lay it out, they do that intentionally to give you that space and that ability to play around with it. Living room, pretty standard, decent size. I like the spacing between the sofa and the TV. So I can appreciate that. This is really nice. And look, we've got our balcony up there. Okay, Beazer. Let's go outside. Okay. Patio space. Not bad. Decent size. Nothing to write home about, but once again, we've got enough for the griddle. We've got enough for a cookout in the backyard. A nice sofa, table, call it a day. Y'all know I like to garden, so I need a little bit more space than this. But pick your own lot, pick something that works for you and your family, and you're golden. Okay, primary. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you, this would sell me. Like, sitting by the window, reading a book on your Kindle with it raining, cut the sun, it's raining. This house would have got me right there. That's what would have done it for me. In regards to space though, we have a decent amount of space. Very happy with the bedroom size. I think it really just depends. Some people don't need a ton of space or a huge bedroom. Have we seen bigger bedrooms? Yes, we have. But you can fit bed, dresser, even a chair, and 2 nightstands. In regards to bedroom space, we're pretty good here. And then of course, primary bath. We've got a pretty traditional tub. We'll see. This is a 45, so we're not gonna have some of the same finishes that we have in like the 50 and the 60. But I do like, we still have our dual vanity. We still have a lot of space here in the middle. It is connected. And then of course, I really do like our cabinets that we have here. I do wish they were slow closed though. Finish wise, nothing to write home about in regards to our light fixtures here, but it's not bad. You could change those out if you want something a little bit more extravagant. I'm liking the space that we get. Once again, we're back with really functional space. And then I want to highlight the flooring in this bathroom. Can you guys see the shape that we have here? I really do like that. I like the color, I like the tone, but I really like the actual shape of the floor. And then of course, if you don't like tight toilets, Beazer gives you spacious ones. Because y'all even see this door? This door feels a little bit bigger too. So even your door on that actual toilet closet, it is going to give you a little bit more space. You can kind of see that. So instead of it being a tight wall, they've allowed it to open up. I really do like that. Appreciate that they were thoughtful enough for that. I like the tile, it's simple, but it's nice. It would have been nicer if they took it up, but you win some, you lose some. Ask them for extra tile. That's what at this point, the builders that aren't doing that, I need extra tile. That's how I feel about it. The same carpet that we love here. This is that carpet that we had in the last house that we saw. And then of course, functional closet space here. Absolutely love the built-ins that they did. I'm telling y'all, Beazer would get me. If I was buying a house right now, I would definitely be looking at Beazer heavily. Now let's take a look at upstairs because we've done our tour down. I want to see what the upstairs has to offer. Okay. I like this landing space. I do appreciate that it's open on both sides. So you can kind of see from each side. Feels a little tight, just a smidge. And then of course, if you wanted to do like a separate living room space, keep in mind, it opens up to the living room. So you can probably still hear a lot of the stuff that's going on, either upstairs or downstairs. Let's go right. Let's see what we're dealing with on the right. Okay. 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 Oh. Okay, secondary closet. Okay. Of course. So they like to show you kind of what you're working with when we get to the attic. So you can kind of see we've got spray foam at the top. And then that's cute. They put a thermometer in there so you can see exactly what the temperature is reading at in your attic. So, and they, wait, can y'all see that? I'm not gonna go, oh, I can't show you guys this way. They have a chocolate bunny to show you, and it's actually, it feels the same. It actually feels the same in here. I'm literally in the attic, like body half in. I don't feel the difference. It's cool. It's cool to the touch. It feels a little bit cooler in here. Now that I'm adjusting, it feels a smidge cooler. That though, that doesn't feel hot. So we're talking about energy efficiency. That's what we want to look for. Let's see what we have here. Okay, more storage, functional storage. I think at this point in time, we're used to we know what we're gonna get with the Beazer home. We're used to this. Dual vanity, nice little bit of space. Same finishes that we have. And then of course, toilet and tub area. Tile is not all the way up, but we do have a little window light, and that is a nice plus. Pretty standard new construction bath that we've got here, but I do like that space. And then bedroom sizes are really nice here. I will say on this house, this is your 45. I will say it still feels a little bit smaller than the first house that we toured. I don't have the square footage on me right now, but the rooms do feel a little bit bigger. So even though the house overall feels a little bit smaller, the rooms feel a little bit bigger. This is a really good size room. Yeah. And then we've got walk-in closets on all of these with functional storage. I like it. I really like it. The floor plan we just toured was the Somerset, and on this floor plan, we actually have one coming available in November at a price point of, we're gonna round up $466, okay? I don't think we have anything else. Nope, just that one that's coming available in November as of right now for their inventory. Now, let me say this. You can write an offer, okay? You can kind of put in for something with Beazer, right? We can say, hey, if we're a little bit over that budget, right? Let's come in at what is realistic for you. I think that is the one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Now, with that being said, it's not really going to be the same level of negotiation that you will have with necessarily like a resale home, but we've got options here. And it's also gonna depend on what's important to you, right? Because they may say, hey, we'll come down, but you're not gonna get these incentives. So let's be mindful of that as well. But we could try to make something work depending on the person and depending on your price point. I think what I'm going to say about this one is I like the 2-story. I'm still a 1-story girl, y'all know how I am. But the 2-story was nice. Upstairs didn't feel super big, right? It did feel a little small in the regards of the landing space. The rooms though were very spacious, absolutely love them. I don't know how I feel about you having 4 rooms, because primary, the one downstairs, and we've got 2 upstairs. So I don't know how I felt about that 4th room being downstairs by the laundry room. It did feel very like tucked away. And so if you've got like 3 kids, I don't know, it did feel kind of tucked away. So I don't know if I would necessarily go for, as someone who has 3 kids, I don't know if I would go for this particular floor plan, with that being said, but I really, really, really like the space. Surprisingly, this one was actually bigger than the one that we saw before, which was the Crockett. This one's actually 2,562 square feet. So I don't know, I think the Crockett just felt bigger to me, but I am biased towards 1-stories. We do have a 60 that I want to show you, and I think we will actually have access to go see the community amenities. So I'm excited to take you guys out there, but let's go take a look at the 60-foot. Let's see what we're working with, because that's gonna be our big boy. And usually the 60-footers always get me. They feed my soul. So this is our 60-foot, and starting off, I'm not a fan of the color. I'm not a tan person, me personally, but the driveway, just the entryway, do y'all see that patio space? I am actually obsessed with this. This is very nice, very spacious. I told y'all, the 60-foots tend to feed me. So let's get inside. Look, y'all, wait, before we get inside, look at this. This is for my neighborhood snoopers who like to sit outside their house and look at your neighbors walk by. This is for you guys. But let's get inside. Oh. Okay. We have our ceilings up top. We're doing the same vaulted ceiling look. Same spacious hallway. I like the color we've got here. Immediately to the right, None of these lights are kicked on, it seems, so I'm gonna kick them on as we go. But you guys can kind of see that we have a lot of light. This looks like this is your study. So you get a study on this one. This is honestly huge because we've got French doors. So see, yeah, y'all, okay. So this is your study, 110% to the right of your entryway. Love the French door look, but this is a big office. If you wanted to turn this into a library / office, if you wanted to turn this into a homeschool room, you have a lot of space in here. And then I'm loving the ceilings that we've got going on here. What is this? Is it double vaulted? Would this be our double vaulted ceiling? So we've got that. It's a nice touch. It adds a sense of regalness to the space, but let's go left now. Bedroom 1. So we've got a study, we've got a bedroom here. Pretty decent sized space that we've got going on over here. I think this is pretty on par with a few of the other bedrooms that we've seen with Beazer homes. And then of course, functional closets. Let's see. That's what we're working with here. Functional closet spaces. It's a walk-in. I mean, this is technically, you can walk in, so this is a walk-in closet and it's very functional. Then of course, got our bathroom. So it looks like we actually are gonna share this space. Single vanity that's going on here, but we have a lot of countertop space. We've got some gray cabinets here. No slow close, you guys already know this though. And then of course, you have your toilet and your tub separate, so you can kind of shut this off. And then both of these rooms will have shared access to the sink area. So nice plus, or they can shut the doors and give themselves privacy. Room on this one also feels pretty good. Lights are on the other side, so I will not be flickering those on, but gives you an idea of the space. Great functional closet. Okay, Beazer. Come on, Beazer. Oh, The only thing that could make this house better is if it was staged, so I could show you guys what it looks like with staging. But fireplace, I'm absolutely obsessed with how this looks. I love that we've got some texture happening in the living room. And then look at how big our living room is. We've got a lot happening over here. Double slide doors, or sliding doors over here. So we have that indoor outdoor. We'll get into that in a little bit, but let's get into the kitchen first. I want to say we have Whirlpool appliance package in here. I will say I am a fan of this. I'm a fan of this island. I like what we have here. What is this? Okay, that doesn't come off. But we've got, so false drawer here, but we've got cabinet space under. And we did 2 tones. So we did gray on this side. And then we did like a nice creamy gray white. That's like the best way that I can describe this color. I'm not a fan of this backsplash. It does not call to me the way the other ones have, but it is not bad, it's just not my cup of tea. But this countertop space is definitely my cup of tea because we have a lot of it. Still have those features that we know and love, still have our 5-burner gas stovetop, and we still have the great countertop space. The great cabinet space, y'all. Y'all know what I meant. Okay. This is my setup though. This is the setup that I prefer. So y'all see how we have our living room over here? And then when we get over here, this is what I want. I want this like breakfast nook dining space because that's all I need. I personally am not a fan of the formal dining and then this. This gives us exactly what we're looking for. Like if you just want to have that separate space, and this space is huge. Everything about this house is huge. So this is the Fredericksburg floor plan, if I'm not mistaken. We'll kind of go over pricing at the end, but so far, I'm absolutely loving this. Primary is obviously there, but I did not show you guys what's going on behind the kitchen. So let's do that before we go into our primary. Of course, pantry, pretty standard pantry that we'll get from any new build. A mud area, so one thing that's been consistent is these mud areas, which I think are really nice places for you to just kind of drop stuff off at. Laundry room is downstairs. Pretty decent size, pretty spacious. Nothing really to write home about because you have your washer and dryer here. And then, oh wait, I spoke too soon, y'all. We do have something to write home about. You've got that entire back corner that is gonna give you just extra space in your laundry room. So this is actually one of the biggest laundry rooms that we have seen. And then looks like we just have an extra nook here. Not sure what you could use this for. You could probably add some cabinets, a countertop here, but I'm curious as to what the intention is behind this because we've also got an outlet back here. And this leads us back into our study. So your study connects from the front door, and it also connects through the like kitchen area that's going on here. Okay. Of course, garage. Got your typical 2-car garage. Water heater is down in the garage, so it's not gonna be in your attic. More storage. And this is walk-in. So you literally can walk in and access every area of the storage. Really functional. I think we've come to know this about Beazer. And then of course, bedroom. This is probably one of the larger bedrooms that we've seen on this house, probably the largest besides the primary. Does have a slightly smaller closet. The layout is unique on this. I will say the layout is unique, but it is still functional. Every closet that we've seen in a Beazer home has been a functional closet space. Love that. And then we have an ensuite bath for this one. Absolutely love this. You know they lose points, y'all. Y'all know they lose a few, just a little. I do like this flooring. It is very simple, more traditional than what I'm used to seeing in a lot of new construction homes, but it is nice nonetheless. Now let's take a look at that primary because that is what I know you guys are wanting to see. And then we'll head outside afterwards. This is one of the biggest primaries, yep. And they would get me on this one because we have that bench again. We have that little sitting area that I love. Really nice light coming in. Spacious. And then of course we've got USB outlets on the walls here on both sides. So that's a nice plus. But let's get into the bathroom because okay, so we've got a split vanity setup happening here, but both vanities are coming to you with a lot of space. So if everybody in the house has a routine, you've got the space for it. Okay, Beazer. Storage, okay. I'm really liking this like catty corner tub setup. I think it's stunning and I like that it's encased. It is not jet, which when you're buying a new home, I don't think the jet matters as much, but when you're buying a resale, I do feel like people don't like the jet because it can get very dirty. But I do like this catty corner tub setup. I like how deep the tub is. And I like that we do have this window here as well. And look, we still even have our beautiful like window set up here for that shower. So we have that making a comeback. I'm not gonna lie to you though, that black version, that was it for me. That was definitely it for me. This one was really nice, yeah. And then of course, go closet. Oh, okay. This is a pretty decent sized closet. This one does not connect to your laundry room though. So I know for those of you who really like that setup, you won't have that on this one, but we still have a really nice closet that is built out. I like that. And then we did miss, there we go. We still have our private toilet. It does feel a little bit tighter in comparison to the two other homes that we did see, but still not tight. So a little bit tighter, but it's not the tight that I'm used to seeing. Y'all, I'm always jumping the gun because I get so excited to talk to y'all about these things, but we need to go outside because we can't make a decision without seeing the yard. So, okay. This is a patio need, a must, and I gotta have it. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Oh my. Oh my. They even gave you the gas setup here. If you want to do an outdoor kitchen, you can do it. Y'all, what are we doing with this patio space? Do we have a full-blown kitchen? Do we have like a sitting area? Do we have a table set up? Like, what are we doing? And then y'all saw those double doors that I was talking to you guys about. We have that indoor-outdoor that you can have with this home. We still have a decent amount of yard space. So I could make this shake. I could make something shake with this. I'm trying to imagine how I would set up my flower beds, but it is still more than enough space for you to really do something if you want to garden, maybe even install a small pool. Depends on where our easement lines are gonna be set up, but you can see those boxes right there and right there in that corner. So it's pretty safe to say you've gotta stay away from that, so a little bit forward. So you could have essentially a small pool, but it's not gonna be anything major. And I'm gonna be honest with you, pool is not gonna bring the investment that you necessarily want. So do it for you. If you want it, get it. But I am gonna show you guys the community center. I'm gonna show you guys what Amira has to offer. And we're gonna talk a little bit about the history. I'm excited to tell you guys a little bit more about this community, but let's get inside, let's take a look, let's run numbers, let's decide 45, 50, or 60, which one? So, Fredericksburg, right? That's the floor plan we're on a 60-foot lot. We are looking at 2817 square feet. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, standard 2-car garage, which we've already seen. I'm trying to see if we've got any 5s. We do have some 5s, just because I want to give you guys. Okay, so we've got some 5s. Keep in mind, this was actually 4 bedrooms with a study. So we had our study at the front, 4 bedrooms, and then we all had it on one level because this is a 1-story. There is another house that is a 5-bedroom, that is the Stratford. So I know we didn't see any 5 bedrooms. We saw just 4s today, but they do have some options that are available, albeit we don't have a lot of them. So with that being said, price point that we're looking at is, drum roll please, 6. We're looking at 6. Keep in mind, we've got those incentives. So we've got 1.99, 2.99, 3.99, and then we end on a 4.99. So on year 4 onward, you will have a 4.99 rate. I love the new construction because when we're talking about what we're getting in regards to interest rate, that's a big stopping point for a lot of people in regards to buying. Your new construction homes tend to offer really good incentives that make the home buying experience a little bit more affordable for you. Now I want to talk to you guys about the community itself because we are in Amira in Tomball, and this is going to put you right past 249, right off of 99, literally just exit out and you're right there. And truly, I think this is a beautiful community. So number one, when we kind of come in, a little bit of history, this actually used to be land owned by like a ranch that would do Arabian horses, interesting enough. So if you want to have fun facts, that's kind of why we have the namings. We've got like Broncos Drive and Mahogany Bay, Sabino Mare, Paso Fino, Prairie. So they've got these cool names that tie back into the history of the land, which was a ranch that had, or stable community that did Arabian horses, and that family decided they wanted to sell off their land. I guess they got out the business of selling Arabian horses, and now we have the Amira community, which iconically enough, they turned the rec center, which was the former stables, into like your pool, splash pad, all that area. So we're gonna get into that later, but just know it's there. When we talk about fees though, that make up you buying a home, we talk about, mortgage, we talk about the property taxes, interest rates, all of those. HOA. For this community, for the amenities that you get, I think you have a pretty solid HOA fee. Looking at $975 for an annual fee, and typically your HOA is going to be paid at the end of the year. Now, HOA is there to help with the community, but also to maintain the amenities that they're offering. So I'm gonna run through this list with y'all because we've got pickleball courts in this community. We've got a playground, we've got a dog park, we've got walking trails, an open event lawn, a luxury community pool, which is stunning, 7,000 square foot clubhouse. So you don't even have to host any events in your house, do it at the clubhouse. Workout facilities, yoga studios. I mean, they really came through and they tried to give this community the best of the best. In regards to tax rate, you're looking at a 3.13 to a 3.19 for tax rate in this community. But I will say all that to say, HOA fee is really not terrible for the community, for the amenities that you're getting. Tax rate, I have seen higher, especially with a lot of these newer construction communities. I have seen 3.3, 3.4. So when we're talking about comparison, I do appreciate the fact that we've got some at least a pretty decent tax rate. We're a little bit closer to that 2.9 than we are to like a 3.4. So that's something to say. And then of course, the school district, do your research on school districts. I have resources down below in the informational description of this video, but do your research on the school districts to make sure that no matter where you're buying, you are happy with the education system that your child is going to go into, and that is what you're looking for. But for this community, we are going to be in the Tomball ISD school district. So that's gonna put you Grand Oaks Elementary, West Elementary, Tomball Intermediate, Grand Lakes Junior High, and then Tomball High School. So you can at least do some research on that on the websites down below and see what works for you. But let's get to the house. In regards to layout, y'all know me, I've said it again, I've said it in past videos, I said it in this video, I'm a one-story queen. So for me, it's 60, then 50, and then 45. The 60 is stunning. That patio space is stunning. I love that we have this like breakfast room, dining area to the right. I love the way our island kind of like shapes the living room space. I mean, the fireplace, and then I like the square footage. Plus, as someone who works from home a lot, I really do appreciate the fact that we have that office space, and it's separate, it is private. It's not a room conversion, it is simply, we've got 4 bedrooms and we have an office, and that is that. So for me, it's a win. This is definitely my top choice. It is one of my favorite options. The only thing that could potentially beat it out is a 5 bedroom that gives me the same square footage or similar, because I don't want to lose that square footage. This feels like a really nice home. It feels really open. Granted, we don't have furniture in it, so I'm comparing it to houses that had furniture in it. So now that we've done all that, y'all ready to go check out those amenities? Because we got an exclusive look. So we are at the community center for Amira. I've already given you guys the backstory, but I'm gonna take you guys around so we can see what we have to offer at this community. To start off with, let's go to the front. We're gonna treat it like we treat all of our houses, and we're gonna show you guys what it looks like, what the vibe is like. So this is going to be the resort at Amira. This is gonna be your clubhouse space. We're gonna have our pickleball courts here. We're gonna have our pool here. We're gonna have all of our like main amenities are going to be through here. This is gonna be our resort style pool that we were talking about earlier. We've got these cabana lounge areas. These are going to be available for rent. So if you want to host like an outdoor pool party, birthday, baby shower, you are able to rent these spaces out. And then of course, you'll have the pool on that side. So you can really do a lot of nice fun summer bashes that are over here. Then when we get over here, we get more to our green space. So once again, cool space for an event. Love this green space that we have here. And we have two of them right here. So we've got a playground over here and our pickleball courts. I absolutely love walking around to see the amenities. Before we go to the playground though, we have a better angle of this side of the pool. So I wanna show you guys what we have over here. And it looks like we even have a little 6-inch baby pool area. So we've got something for like the bigger kids and for the adults. And then of course we have something for the littler kids who still want to like splish splash in the water. So I think that's really nice. Looks like we have 3 pickleball courts in the back over here. With a nice shaded area, okay. And then of course we have a little lake in the back. So we've got a water feature that we get to hear. It adds, and then we have a walking trail that goes around it. So you guys kind of see the vibes that Amira is offering, the amenities that they have. You can't access the dog park. And so here, which is pretty much just green space, no shade. So it is a little hot, I won't lie to you, but nice place if you just want to let your dog run around, throw the ball. You've got the green space here to do so. I'll tell you one thing, it is too hot to be out here right now. The only place that I would want to be is that pool. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys love these tour videos, if you guys want to see more tour videos. And don't forget to comment if there's a community that you're interested in me taking a look at. See you on the next tour.